Hello, so in this video I'm going to make a tool holder for my new M12 150mm sander. I'm just going to use a scrap of 9mm ply and a scrap of 12mm ply, and I am going to make it similar to the way I've done this one for my Metabo sander. I did think about doing something like this with that kind of circular cutout, but I don't have a hole saw that's the right size to fit the bit behind the pad on my Milwaukee sander, so I'm going to do it similar to that one. First thing to do is make the backing pad, which I'm using this scrap of 9mm ply for, so it's actually about the perfect width pretty much for a 150mm sander. So I reckon I just need to cut it off about there. So if I just do that. Alright, so I'm going to mark it off about there. Doesn't need to be exact, it's just a tool holder. Right, that's the back plate cut. I've 45'd the corners, if that's a real word or phrase. So what I'm going to do now, just before I do anything else, is offer this up to the wall, because I just want to make sure that I put screw holes that are going to fall into the brick and not the mortar, and also I want it level with the other two. So I probably want to come in about 20mm from the edge, 2 holes equidistant, that'll work. Great, right, I'll get those done on the drill press. Okay, that's the backer plate made. Got countersunk screw holes in, giving it a sanding, champed off the edges. Those screw holes will match up nicely on the brickwork over there when I mount it on the wall. So now it's time to make the little beveled pieces that are going to hold the pad of the sander. And I'm going to make those out of this. To do this, I'm going to bevel my mitre saw, though you could also use a table saw with a table saw set to a 45 degrees angle, but I only need small pieces, so a cross cut on a piece of scrap will give me what I need. I forgot to put that down, which is an obviously idiotic move. Please don't make the same mistake as me there. Obviously I've got away without anything bad happening, but you know, always make sure you lock your mitre saw in place. Silly mistake from me there. Anyway, onwards. So this is the piece I'm going to cut my smaller pieces from. The idea is that sander sits on the pad like that. This, with that beveled edge, holds that pad in place, but I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces and space them around that pad so that it holds them. Now obviously this piece is too small to cut on a mitre saw, so I'm going to use this little bench hook that I made yesterday. There we go, 4 bits to hold the pad in place. You could probably, if you had a small parts jig for your mitre saw, you could do that on a mitre saw, but much easier on a bench hook, I think. Okay, that's laid out roughly how they're going to go there to hold the pad, kind of roughly evenly spaced. So I'm going to stick these down with CA glue and then just fire a couple of 18 gauge pins in to hold them. Right, so there it is, and it holds fairly well as it is, but I've got this gap here and I'd quite like to just stick something in there just to kind of fill that, just in case, because with the Metabo it did used to kind of rock that way a little bit on the thing. This one doesn't seem to have that problem, but I still want to fill that gap, so I'm going to find something the same size. And as luck would have it, it looks like a block of 18mm ply with a little bit of 6mm MDF on top is perfect. Okay, I made this little block out of some MDF and some ply stuck together. If I stick it slightly off center just there, then this will catch, which is nice. So now I just need to glue it down and pin it down. So there we have it, just time to mount it on the wall. Is it pretty? No, but you know, it does a job, doesn't need to be pretty. So just got to mount it up here. But this isn't a video about how to drill into brickwork, so there we go. The magic of video. We shan't talk about how many tools I ended up getting out just to get this thing on the wall, or the fact that I had to take the angle grinder to this part of the garage door assembly to get that in, to get the SDS in because I forgot these bricks are too tough. Don't worry about any of that. There it is. Ah, lovely, smashing. So yeah, there you go. If you've got a 150mm random orbital sander and you're looking for a wall mounting solution, that may or may not be any use to you if you can put up with how ugly it is. Thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye.